court publishes full judgment detailing reasons for freeing Vybz Kartel. Vybz Kartel convicted for murder, locked away for life. And then, just like that, he's a free man. But what did the prosecution get so wrong? And why did the Court of Appeal finally say enough? Hey patriotic internet friends and family, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are diving into the untold drama behind Vybz Kartel's release, a case spanning over a decade, full of missing evidence, lost witnesses, and a 70-page judgment that turned the tables. The DPP wanted a retrial, but they couldn't pull it off. Stick around as we unpack how Jamaica's world boss managed to walk free and why the Court of Appeal wasn't buying what the prosecution was selling. From missing exhibits to potential rights violations, there's more to this story than meets the eye. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more juicy updates on stories like this. Welcome all patriotic Jamaicans. The movement continues. Make we get into it now. Let's kick it off. Vybz Kartel, the world boss who traded music fame for life in a cell. Until, surprise, he didn't. On July 31st, he and his co-accused stepped out of prison, not just as free men, but as lead characters in one of Jamaica's most controversial legal sagas. But how did the Crown drop the ball so badly? And what secrets did the court finally spill in its 70-page judgment? Let's rewind to 2011 when Kartel and friends Shawn Campbell and Andre St. John were charged with the brutal murder of Clive Lizard Williams, a crime with a missing body and even more missing evidence. So let's recap the key points here. Kartel and co-accused were convicted for Clive Lizard Williams' murder without a body ever being found. Apparently, the body is as elusive as finding a decent Wi-Fi signal in half of Jamaica. They were convicted and Kartel's music became his voice from behind bars. A hitmaker still making hits just under new restrictions. But was Kartel just lucky, or was the prosecution's case just riddled with holes? The court versus the DPP's weak case. Fast forward to 2023, the DPP wanted a retrial, and Kartel's freedom was hanging by a thread. But Jamaica's Court of Appeal wasn't convinced. Jeremy Taylor, the Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, filed an affidavit claiming the Crown had tried to find the original witnesses. But let's just say it wasn't convincing. The judges believed Taylor's efforts to find witnesses were as sturdy as a banana leaf in a hurricane. They weren't buying it. Key points. Judges doubted Taylor's affidavit on witnesses' availability, saying the DPP didn't make a strong case that witnesses could or would testify again. So after 10 years, not even the prosecution's Detective Skills 101 could find these key people. Yikes. The missing exhibits mystery. It gets juicier. No retrial evidence, no key exhibits. Those crucial pieces, video recordings, voice notes, defense evidence were gone. Judges pointed out that even the Supreme Court itself couldn't account for the missing evidence. And with no solid case evidence, how do you retry Kartel? But wait, there's more. Kartel's health, the years spent in custody, and his possible constitutional rights breach was the final nail in the coffin. Kartel walks free. In a decisive 70-page ruling, the Court of Appeal laid out a scathing judgment on why Kartel and his friends would not be retried. Here's a summary of the reasons. 1. Time and cost. The court ruled the time and expense for a retrial were prohibitive. 2. Health concerns. Kartel's health issues and his years in custody raised red flags over potential rights breaches. 3. Judicial skepticism. The judges weren't convinced the Crown had any plans to present a full case, considering the missing witnesses and evidence. It's like saying, hey, we lost half the movie, but we can still win an Oscar. Not in this court. So, as Kartel enjoys freedom again, Jamaica's judicial system is left with serious questions. Will the DPP get its act together for future high-profile cases, or will we see yet another lost file situation? Comment below if you think this was justice or just a breakdown in law and order. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest twists in Jamaica's most scandalous stories. Here's a summary of the key takeaways. 1. Kartel's original conviction. Sentence for murder in 2014 with no body found. 2. DPP's attempted retrial. The DPP wanted a retrial but couldn't locate witnesses or key evidence. 3. Court's ruling cited missing evidence, time, costs, Kartel's health, and constitutional rights concerns as reasons against a retrial. 4. Outcome. Kartel and his co-accused remain free, leaving questions on the state of Jamaica's prosecution system. Here are some detailed questions and answers that could address your curiosity and concerns about the Vybz Kartel case and its legal twist. Question number 1. Why was Vybz Kartel released after being convicted of murder? Answer. The Court of Appeal ruled that the prosecution's case for a retrial wasn't strong enough. Critical evidence from the original trial, like video recordings, voice notes, and defense exhibits, had gone missing, and the prosecution couldn't assure the court that the original witnesses could be located or would testify again. Combined with Kartel's time served and health concerns, the court found the case too unstable to justify another retrial. Question number 2. What role did the missing evidence play in Kartel's release? Answer. Missing evidence was a significant factor. Video recordings and voice notes that originally linked Kartel to the crime were now nowhere to be found, which raised serious questions about the integrity of the evidence management. The Court of Appeal concluded that without these exhibits, the prosecution's case was too weak to support a fair and credible retrial, making it one of the core reasons they chose not to proceed. Question number 3. What's the deal with the missing witnesses? Couldn't they be found? Answer. According to Jeremy Taylor, Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, efforts were made to locate witnesses, but the court found this claim unconvincing. Taylor's affidavit didn't provide enough proof that the prosecution made thorough attempts to contact all the original witnesses. This lack of assurance led the judges to question whether the witnesses would even testify again, further undermining the case for a retrial. Question number 4. How long did Vybz Kartel actually spend in prison, and why does that matter? Answer. Kartel was imprisoned for nearly a decade following his initial sentencing in 2014. This long period in custody factored into the court's decision, as the judges felt that forcing Kartel into a new trial after such an extended time and with key evidence missing would likely violate his constitutional rights. The length of time already served weighed heavily against the retrial. Question number 5. Was Kartel's health a genuine concern for the court? Answer. Yes, Kartel's health was indeed a serious consideration. Reports of his medical issues prompted the court to view a retrial as potentially hazardous to his well-being, especially given the uncertainty around a trial time. This added a layer of complexity to the decision, as the court didn't want to compromise his health rights without a strong basis for a new trial. Question number 6. How could this case affect Jamaica's justice system going forward? Answer. This case highlights challenges in evidence management, witness protection, and case preparation within Jamaica's justice system. The inability to account for critical evidence and witnesses raises concerns about procedural reliability in high-profile cases. It could lead to stricter policies on evidence handling and a push for accountability in cases where prosecution efforts fall short. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit that notification bell. See you in the next one. One love, Jamaica.